Hello everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video explaining how to do this. A students, we will talk about this in our Zoom meetings this week, and B students, you'll be doing this on your own. So this video is mostly for you, but A students, in case you missed class or want just a little review, this video is linked right here on your assignment. So what you need to turn in today, or by Wednesday, I should say, at 11:59 p.m., is this headline point of view analysis. So last week, remember, you did that assignment on day and night, that cute little animated video. We're kind of extending that, so we're talking about point of view, we're extending that into kind of the real world and how that affects us. And then after winter break, we will jump into point of view in short stories and novels. So kind of a slow build up here. So we're going to be analyzing headlines. These are real headlines, taken from the 4 top kind of news stations in Minnesota. So this is the assignment that you will turn in, and I'll go through that in a second. But the first thing you're going to want to look at is this document. So it says use the headlines on the same event document to complete this assignment. So step 1, you're going to look at this document. These are real headlines. I did this last week on the 8th at 11 a.m. So, I mean, news stories change, so these have changed. Maybe you heard of some of these, all kind of current events. Take a second and skim through. There are 4 sets. So set 1 deals with something that happened in Hudson a couple weeks ago. Set 2 is about a woman, something that happened to her. Set 3 is about Gophers football. And then set 4 is about a car crash in St. Paul. So take a second, kind of skim through these. Some of these have special notes, and the notes are important too, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But if it has this little asterisk thing here, it just means that this one of the news stations, there was something kind of interesting with the story, or maybe the story didn't even exist. And I mean, that says a lot in itself. If 3 news stations report on a story and the 4th doesn't, they decided that that wasn't newsworthy. So take a second, skim through these, and then go back to your assignment. It says choose one of the 4 sets to analyze. Which one did you choose? So just delete this line and then type in set 1, set 2, set 3, or set 4. Which one did you pick? Then you're going to go down to this chart. So it says analyze each of the headlines in the set you chose by filling out the chart. So they're all listed here, and you'll go step by step. I'm going to do a quick example here with, this is a practice set. So again, this is not an option that you have, but these are 4 different news stories about an event. So this is what you're going to do on your set. I'm going to do this as an example here quickly on a set that is not an option for you. So let's look at this one. So I'm looking at the KARE 11 headline. So the KARE 11 headline is here. What are the main ideas of the headline? Okay, so the headline says, charges, Blaine man killed wife called 911. This news station had not reported on this story since February. So this one has a special note. So the main ideas were a man killed his wife, then called 911. So I'm just saying what happened. What are the main ideas? What is the impact and the tone? Blaine man killed wife. The tone is like straight to the facts, right? There's no sort of like emotional pull, just straight to the facts. It's kind of serious though. It says killed, that's a strong word. What is missing or what is included that is missing from other headlines? Well, there's a lot missing with this one. If you look at all these other ones, these are recent from a couple weeks ago, and these all talk about him being sentenced. KARE has not reported on the man being sentenced. So this one has kind of a special circumstance, and some of yours are going to have special circumstances too, and just kind of analyze that. That's a big thing that's missing. KARE 11 decided not to run a story about this, about him being sentenced. Let's look at the Fox 9. We'll do one more together. Blaine man sentenced for murdering wife who planned to leave him. Okay, so the main ideas in this headline are a man murdered his wife and is sentenced. Right, so he's getting his sentence from the court system. What is the impact? The impact is serious again. The tone is, I mean, like, how do you feel reading this one? Blaine man's sentenced for murdering wife. So it's kind of sad, but also getting justice for the woman who was killed. What is missing? If you look at some of the other ones, we don't know the man's name in this one. How many years he got. So if you look at the other ones, and you'll be able to talk about that when you analyze the other ones, right? Some of them say how many years he got. Some of them say they were getting divorced. There's a lot that's missing. So that's just a couple examples. You're going to do this on a set that you choose. So remember, this is just a practice set. So again, you will go to the headlines. You'll choose one of the 4, and then the one that you choose, you will analyze. Then which one do you think is the best? Which one do you think is the worst? Explain. And then you have some follow-up questions to answer. Each question is worth 2 points here at the bottom. So really kind of think this out, maybe 1 to 2 sentences per question as a minimum. Feel free to write a little more if you have more to say. But that is your assignment. This chart might be a little tough because some of the headlines are weird. So if you look, some of the headlines talk about super specific things that happen, and some of them are really vague. And that's the whole point of this assignment. There can be a crime, an event, there's something that happens, and everyone standing and watching, and people who report on it too, the news stations, are going to report on it in a different way. Everyone standing and watching these events is going to have a different point of view about what happened. So kind of think about, if something happens and 4 different news stations report on it, each news station reports on it in a different way, how do we as consumers ever know the real truth of what happened? Is it even possible for us to know the truth unless we saw it ourselves? So that is your assignment. Take your time, go through this, make sure it's turned in by Wednesday, and let me know if you have any questions.